It's time to get inside the Giants Huddle.
Let's go, back to your huddle.
On Giants.com.
Tempo.
And the Giants mobile app.
Go.
Part of the Giants Podcast Network.
Yeah.
Welcome to the newest edition of the Giants Huddle podcast. Today, we're going to talk to Giants quarterback Daniel Jones. But first, a reminder, the Giants Huddle podcast can be found at giants.com/podcast on the Giants mobile app and on all your favorite podcast platforms. If you have friends that are Giant fans, tell them about the podcast. Tell them to subscribe. It helps us grow. Just as a reminder, limited Giant season tickets are on sale now for the 2021 season. In addition to ticket savings, membership benefits include access to exclusive events, experiences, pre-sales, and more. You can lock in your seat starting at just $100. Call 888-NYG-1925 or visit giants.com/tickets for more information. All right, now let's get to Daniel Jones. This was recorded right during mandatory minicamp as we get ready for the 2021 season. And now we're joined by our guest. He's Giants quarterback Daniel Jones. Daniel, it's great to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
Awesome. Let's start here. What has this offseason been like for you from a mental preparation standpoint? You do a lot of film watching in the offseason. Being now in the same offense for the second consecutive year, how did that change your offseason work at all?
Yeah, I think it was just, last year, this time we were learning the system through Zoom, with living in the beginning of that pandemic and trying to learn an offensive system. This year, it's a little bit more, the study's a little bit more detailed. You're able to, you've run a lot of these plays. You got film to watch, to study, to continue to analyze. So just able to take kind of the next step, a little bit deeper dive into some of those, analyzing a lot of that. The play last year and then studying for this coming year.
What was your reaction when you saw the Giants add Kenny Golladay, draft Kadarius Toney, guys that obviously can help you be a more productive quarterback?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we've got a lot of great players in the building and to add a couple guys like that is exciting. So we're focused on what we're doing right now, which is practicing, preparing for training camp, and doing everything we can to make sure we're all ready to get out there on the field come training camp.
As you see the new playmakers and at the same time do your study and you look at, all right, this is what I know this offense is now and how we can use it in year two. Are you starting to see, I'm not going to ask you what they are because that's state secrets, but are you starting to see some of the new things you guys might be able to do offensively, given you're in that system the second year with these new weapons?
I think we're just continuing to work to improve, fundamentally more than anything at this point in the season, and preparing for the season really, and making sure we're, I'm improving individually and taking the time with Coach Garrett, Coach Shaplinski, and improving my fundamentals as a quarterback. And I know every position is kind of doing the same thing. So there'll be a time to get more detailed and to game plan and to do that kind of stuff, but right now we're focused on making sure we're prepared for training camp.
You talk about improvement. When you had a chance to look back at last season, I'm sure you kind of took a 20,000-foot view of it after the year was over. What were some of the things that you were really happy about that you think you improved on a lot in your second year?
I think towards the end of the season, I think more than anything, the fact that we were able to battle back after a tough start and played some good football down the stretch. I think we were proud of that. I think, offensively, we did a better job taking care of the ball. I think that was something I was, encouraged by, and something, certainly I play a big role in. So, I'll continue to work to improve that. But, I thought I did a better job of that towards the end of the year.
How about your deep ball? I thought your deep ball, if you look at some of the numbers, some of the accuracy numbers and the metrics on your deep ball were really one of the best in the league in your second year. Was that a big focus for you heading into your second season, trying to improve that deep ball and just be more consistent getting the ball down the field?
It's certainly something I worked on. I think, I worked on it in the off season, but, I think you got to give a lot of credit to the guys who are catching those. And you got, guys like Darius Slayton and Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard and, just tons of guys who can get behind defenses and give you a place to throw the ball. So, I'll continue to work on that and, hope that's a a threat for us again next year.
Now, what were some of the things you were focused on working on this offseason? We had a chance to talk to your trainer, Mickey Bruckner, and he talked about how you're working on your footwork, keeping your shoulders on top of your knees and your ankles and stuff like that as you move around. What are some of the focuses that you've had this offseason in terms of trying to take that next step in year 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. I think, I had a hamstring injury last year, so coming back from that and making sure I'm healthy, and then, like you mentioned, moving, technique and kind of controlling my body, decelerating, accelerating efficiently and well. I think that's part of it. And then, mechanically throwing, there's always things you want to tighten up. You want to, get the ball out of your hand as quick as possible. So just working on that stuff and trying to be as efficient as I can, throwing the ball, and then, certain fundamental things kind of within that. But, I feel like, I've had a good off season. I've enjoyed, getting to this point, and we got, here about a couple months till training camp. So a big couple months for us.
Yeah, you talk about making quick decisions, getting the ball out. Did you sense you doing that faster as last year went along? And can you now take another step this year? Because as you talked about previously, you're a lot more comfortable in the system.
Yeah, I think, I improved towards the end of the year, and, that's certainly something I'm focused on going forward. I think, trying to get the ball, that go, a lot of things can contribute to getting the ball out of your hand quicker. I think, it's about understanding coverage and back to your mechanics and your fundamentals and, the actual time it takes you to throw a pass. So, I mean, I think that all that stuff kind of factors in, and I'm trying to focus on all of it.
The shame of it last year, Daniel, is that once you guys got your running game figured out, you started getting involved in the read option. Wayne, you started doing the power stuff straight downhill. Saquon was injured at that point, right? He wasn't with you guys, but he's going to be back this year. Are you excited to see what that running game can look like this year when you look at how you figured out the second half of the year, your role in giving the defense something else to look for in terms of potentially keeping it and going, and then also having Saquon on the field at the same time?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think, like I said, I think at this point in the off season, we're focused on, improving fundamentally and kind of, less schematically and game plan, oriented stuff. But I'm excited and looking forward to getting back out there.
All right, final 2 questions. How much further ahead do you think the team is, let's say, today this year as composed to today last year, because you've been able to have that on the field off season that you weren't able to have during the pandemic year?
I think it definitely, helps us to, we're a young team, and, going into the second year in the system, it's been good for us to get on the field and get back, get back practicing together and out there, with the coaches running through our stuff and correcting stuff on the fly. And, I think that's been important for us. So, I feel good about where we are, and we'll keep working to improve every day.
All right, final question. What are just your overall goals for this upcoming season? Personally, team-wise, obviously win a lot of games. That's the easy one. Not looking for statistical milestones, necessarily, but just what are some of the things that you really hope to accomplish as an individual and as a team this year in your 3rd season?
Yeah, I mean, I think, winning games is number one. We want to win games, and I think, we made a lot of progress towards the end of last season, and, showed that we could, we could fight, and we had that, down the stretch, the toughness and mental toughness to finish games and just to keep proving that, I think. So, I feel good about where this team's at, and like I said, we're focused on where we are now, and then getting ready for training camp coming up.
Daniel, great to see you, my friend. Best of luck the rest of the offseason. We'll see you at training camp.
All right, thanks so much.
That's Giants quarterback Daniel Jones. We thank him for joining us on this 200th episode of the Giants Huddle podcast. We thank our listeners for sticking with us as well. We've had a great time. We'll continue to bring you great content throughout the 2021 season, and of course, training camp coming your way as well. 200 episodes, it goes fast, but it's been fun. Hope you've enjoyed. And again, folks, as a reminder, the entire archive, all 200 episodes, you can find it on the Giants mobile app at giants.com/podcast, along with other podcast offerings, by the way, like Big Blue Kickoff Live. And it's also on all your favorite podcast platforms. So make sure you go there, you subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star positive review if you like what you hear. It brings our ratings up. It makes it easier for other people to find the podcast, and it gives us the opportunity to grow. So we thank Daniel Jones for being our 200th episode on the Giants Huddle podcast. Don't miss out on your chance to experience a premier hospitality experience watching Giant games, world-class concerts in 2021 as a Giants suite partner. Limited full-season locations are available, or place a deposit for individual games. Call 888-NYG-1925 or visit giants.com/suites for more information. For Daniel Jones, I'm John Schmeelk. Thanks for being with us for the 200th episode. Hopefully you've been with us for all 200 of the Giants Huddle podcast. We'll see you next time, everyone.